first, a public service announcement. Did you get your Create and Inspire kit yet? Get over there and get it. Anyways, we're on the hop today celebrating Sin and her 1,000 subscriber milestone. Woohoo, Sin! Way to go, girl! Hey, and did you know she has a shop online too, Stamp Munchkins? Go check it out. I'll leave the information below along with a whole bunch of other stuff related to woohoo prizes. Anyways, I wanted to show you this little trick first. If ever you're doing ink work, don't waste your ink. Get it on some Nina paper, put it aside. I'm going to do a video and show you some neat tricks of what to do with it later. I've gotten out some Copics, I've gotten out some Spectrum Noirs here, and I am coloring on some Yupo paper. This is actually Brea Reese, but Yupo works as well. Any kind of fakey paper you got works good. And we're going to be doing a I don't have alcohol inks ink treatment. So if you don't have alcohol inks, see if you can get yourself a little bottle of the blending solution, and you too can have a beautiful inky background like the one that I'm doing today. Now, this technique is inspired by a collaboration that Sin did with Katie Ingram from Eastwick Paper and Ink. And Sin had done a alcohol ink background cards with rainbows on them, and it was in memory of Piper, Sin's beloved Labrador Retriever. And I'll put a picture up there so you can see all her beautiful pups. And the girls went ahead and made these amazing rainbow cards, and I just loved them. It was just beautiful. But I thought, you know what if you wanted to make that and you didn't have alcohol inks? Well, if you got alcohol markers, you're in business, girlfriend. Even if you can't get your hands on blending solution, this is 99% alcohol that I have here. Now, the only thing you have to know about the alcohol is that it will move around a lot faster. It's going to give a bit of a different look. So if you can get yourself on a little bottle of the blending solution is going to be your best bet. So this panel here is the one that was done with the Spectrum Noir markers. The other panel that we started off with was done with Copics. The intensity of the color is just based on the color of the markers that you choose, so you can choose any colors that you have, and you can also give it a try with Sharpies or Bic pens, basically anything that's alcohol based. Now, you may notice that this panel has a texture to it. It is left over from the last video that I did, and I figured why not use it up instead of wasting it, and I think it actually looked pretty nice. So I also wanted to show you today how I make those little skinny gold foil strips, kind of like peel-offs. This is the inside of a Xyron sticker maker, and all I did was took the refill and snapped the sticky roll away from the rest of the carriage. I like to apply it to the back of gold paper, wrapping paper, foam, even cardstock itself, and just makes it all sticky. And I find it's much more efficient. Now, you can die cut from this if you want pre-sticky die cuts, but what I love to make is those little strips. I just go ahead and throw them on my paper cutter and make sure it's tight up to the guide and just cut little bit by little bit. You cut enough times, I guarantee you're gonna get matching widths. You can't help but cut the same width a couple times. And I just take those and make sure that I leave a little tab on the edge, stick them in a container on my desk, and I'm good to go. I'm going to assemble the front of my card here, but I want to take a few seconds to just talk about Sin. She has been a wonderful friend. She looks out for everybody and is so kind and happy. She's our island girl. She's invited me to come swimming out there. I think I just have to figure out how to get to Hawaii. I can just imagine her and I in that gorgeous sunshine outside making cards and chasing our die cuts and blowing down the beach. Now, she's also put up a $25 gift card to Stamp Munchkins, and that's up for grabs, and there's also a number of other prizes. I just wanted to show you this quickly. I have the Gemini Junior, and what I've done is I'm using a Sizzix plate and some of these really cheap thin cutting boards that I cut down to fit, and this has been working well and it's saving my plates. Now, the other thing too, the ink sticking to the dies, and this is Sin's tip. Use some of your powder, your anti-static powder, and put that on and you won't have a problem with the dies. Anyways, just quickly too, thank you to Marla Harris for Mad About Crafts for organizing this hop for us and for putting up 2 of the prizes, as well as to Katharine Kelly. She's also put up 2 more prizes. And Renee from Delaney Jane Cards, she's put up the card kit from Create and Inspire. So you may win one, but you should go buy one. And yeah, just thanks to such an awesome group of fabulous ladies, and I feel so blessed to call them all friends. Now, we're gonna do a pop-up card. And this is what I was showing in my previous video. Basically, you're going to cut yourself a strip and you're going to turn it into a box. Doesn't matter how big the box, you just, whatever sides you cut on your box is going to be your height. This is going to be a 1/4 inch, the other box was a 1/2 inch. I'm just going to cut the extra flap off here and glue it together so you can actually see the box in action. See, the tab just folds over and glues to the side. And then we have a nice box so it can lay down flat inside your card and then pop up. Boop, boop, left and right. I'm just going to cut this off quick so we have a little pretend pop-up piece. And you ideally want to cut your box a little bit smaller than whatever the piece is you're popping up, both in width and in depth. I don't know. Anyways, so it's just going to move your piece back and forth. I'm going to put a little glue runner on this so that it actually attaches to the card. Just make sure that the fold is parallel to the fold of your card because you want it to move nice and smoothly. And there it is, sticking out and swinging back and forth. Now we need an arm to make that happen. The arm has to have the same height on it as the box does. So you want it to go across the front, and you only want to go gluing the platform of the box. That's this top part here. And we're going to take this tab, which is the same height, and we're going to glue it to the top of this platform, and eventually we'll tack it down to the side of the card. So let's stick this arm on and make sure that it doesn't go any further than the fold, and it goes back and forth. We tack on our little happy birthday card, and then the tab that's on the arm I'm attaching to the side of the card. And you can see there it is. That's the mechanism. Now I'm going to use some old packaging here, and so I'm going to go 3/4 of an inch for this one, and I can't really slide along the packaging, so I put some dots in before I slide it. And I'm going to match this piece up here with a 1/2 inch, and I want one of my pieces to be 2 inches wide with a 1/2 inch lift, and then the other piece is going to be 2 inches wide with a 3/4 inch lift. So you can see I'm counting the 2 inches across and adding it together. So it's going to be 2.5 inches for the first piece, and then I'm going to add another 2 inches to that and make sure that I have a tab. And then here's our other table that is going to be 3/4 of an inch high. So when you see the 2 sentiments that I put inside the card, one is going to be higher up than the other by just 1/8 of an inch. And you can see I want to make sure that the arm matches that. And then I'm making sure that the table top and bottom are the same size. And I'm going to fold these all into place. And you can see there's my box. Trimming off the extra piece here. And so those are the 2 different heights. Now, I've got the 2 tabletops looking pretty wide, but I need one narrow, so I cut it down. And I'm going to take the tab, fold it over, and then flip down that extra piece. And there's my box. I'll do the same with the other one here. Take the glued tab, fold it down, and there's my other box. I'm going to add tape to the top of the box and to the bottom of the box. And I'm going to do this with both boxes. And then I'm going to add tape to the tabs on the ends of both arms that will be attaching to the wall of the card. And I'm going to have more room to put tape on one than the other, and then I want to work those joints and make sure that they're easy to bend. So I've already peeled off the tape on the bottom of my one box. I'm lining it up approximately where I want my Celebrate to go and making sure that it's parallel to the fold in my card, and I've got that stuck down. And then the smaller lower element will be parallel as well, and sticking that down. Now I've got them extended to the farthest right hand side. I'm lining the very end of my pull arm up in the fold of the card and sticking that on. The very end of the small one up in the fold of the card and sticking that on. I'm going to trim those off. And I'm adding a little bit more tape on top of the arms just to make sure that my elements are going to stick down properly. I'll line that up, and then I can fold it over to give it some pressure. And I'm going to release the tape on the tabs here. And once I fold the card shut, I'm going to give it some good pressure so that it sticks to the card side, and now it pops up. Now you've got a pop-up element. It'll be a nice surprise for Sin when she opens the card. And I'm just going to firm those up really good. Now you can cover them over with a little bit of sticker or some paper like I did here so that it doesn't show. And I added the Celebrate 1000 inside the card. That's my card for today. Thank you so much for joining me and for supporting me. If you haven't subscribed already, I sure would like it if you would. Don't forget to hop along to the next people on the hop who are celebrating with Sin. Have a great day. Thanks. Bye. Oh, here's a few more videos too if you'd like to watch something good. And sorry, I have no jokes today. But anyways, have a great day. Bye.